you, Shiloh. Thank you, Redeemer. Thank you for the wedding feast of the lambs. That doesn't happen. Not the. Thank you for the final judgment. Well, the one judgment. You know, we're supposed to judge with righteous judgment, but you will condemn for the. Well, the judgment. Shofar, the final trump. So thank you, Father, for that. So for the knowledge. What? For the understanding. Discernment. Would you stop it there, puppet dog? Keep your feet down, little boy. Keep your feet down. Keep your pants down there, little boy. So stop it. The puppy's trying to get up on me. Stop it, boy. You stay down. Stay down. Please. Stay down. Okay, so not much of a reaction from, I guess, the people. They have their potential 1,000,000-man march or something like that. I don't know how many. They said 2 or 7, or that's a far cry. 5 to go from 2 to 7 million people who marched against the largest protest. Got up off their 4th point of contacts and went out into the, you know, next with these, what do you do after you go? There's a better way to protest, you know, like become your own government. How about that? Isn't that a better way? Stop feeding the system. If you stop feeding the system, it'll, you know, it'll dry up. Become self-reliant. Embargo the government. Sanction them. Tariff them. Tax them. Tax the government by growing your own herbs. Even if you just grow some in your windowsill, that's better than eating their gene-edited food, gene-edited, modified by chemical, genetically edited, gene-edited. Your food is gene-edited. And so is your protein. Protein is your DNA. That's 2 strands. You know, they like to tap in, make you punch the time clock, right? How about that snooze bar? You tap the snooze. Are you sleeping? Or you sleep at the wheel? Wheel of Fortune. How about the wheel in the sky keeps on turning with their big wheel? Remember the cycle? Oh, one had like big long chopper pedals. That was like a big banana seat. You remember that one? A green machine. Oh, how about green? How about I hate every color except for green, because black's not a color, but neither is white. You know, black and white. That's the silliest thing ever, isn't it? People say black and white. Black like the dark, like vessels of wrath, like most people go to hell, an empty, dark, cold place. Get out of my space. Oh, Rocket Man, there we go, right on time. Rocket Man, burning his fuse up here alone. Yeah, burning it out there. They're popping the fuses. Like an Xbox ring of death. The red ring. Halo! You know? Oh, that's another one of them floating little gamer tags or something, right? No, they're tagged, marked. Marked is the word karak, or character. It's what your character. Sin is to be off the mark. Remember? There's a difference between being sealed. Remember, he says, put my seal on their foreheads. J, Jesus. Are you hooked on J like phonics? Like a letter? Do you need to go back outside? All right. You want to go be farm puppies? You go be farm puppins? All right, go be farm puppies. Hey, slow down, Turbo. You just ran into the door. Next, yes. Listen here, you crazy dingo. Don't dart out the door. Don't dart out the door. All right, so we thought I'd come on here for a country minute because, you know, gotta get the lady's house. Well, one bird, she's a little chill this morning. She got out of there, but she was a little cold. So I'm gonna rebuild that hen house today. It's like the living snot out of it, so my birds stay warm. And boar and cow blood and barium and strontium and aluminum trails sprayed on everybody, like RAID, like a grid pattern, like a Excel spreadsheet, kind of like plotting or algebra, like dots on a line. But T or ding 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 or baby or wait, hold on, cube. Remember, yelling Compton, but you moved to Riverside. All right, whatever, man. I don't do this nonsense. America makes no sense, so Donald Trump dumps shit on everybody. So anybody who partakes in this is my enemy, and your enemy. Well, they're not probably like go along to get along the system. The get along gang, the gang of red and blue. They're thugs. They sit around at the threat of a gun, throw you in a rape cage. Now they got their ISIS thugs, bunch of Proud Boys, J6ers. All these people think they're a nation of immigrants throwing out immigrants. What an apostate corporation. Divided states of the corporation. It's a corporation, not a country or a nation. State. No two states divided or united. They're all divided. When were they ever united? Well, we had the 13. Remember the Continental Congress, the Bill of Rights, all this Declaration, Jamestown, but people have lost them. They gave them away. Remember, they have been merchandised and nailed to the stock exchange, like they nailed Christ to a tree, right? Well, they nailed him to a yoke. Remember the deadly head wound that was healed in the text in the scriptures. They say Bible. That's so childish. What a childish little one. Everyone was pounded on rock. Is that what you're smoking, rock? The tablets, remember? Oh, iPhone, Apple. You don't ever read the accepted text, do you? The canonized, meaning it has to be accepted. There's only one version of the text. That everything else, there's hundreds of it. See, that's what I'm saying. Text on paper. It shows the childishness of the, modern church. Would be like Philadelphia, remember? And he wrote the letter to the 7 churches. Oh, heareth what the Lord say unto the churches. Or like Israel, like he says in Jeremiah, but learn not their ways, they're vain. So he doesn't dwell in temples, remember? That's why the Father sent the Hamashiach. He was such a threat to the synagogues. Remember? You do the works of your father, the demonion, the distributor of fortunes, lies. Like, for example, they say the word devil. What the hell is a devil? There's no such thing as devil. Don't add. How about planet? Father never created one planet. They're telling me they live on a jot. A jot's a period. He said, don't add a period. And they blew that up with some NASA helium. They got it spinning at 1,040 miles an hour, and they're living on it. And the gravity keeps the water stuck. It's what they say. With their weird science. Bits and pieces, pots and pans. Remember that movie? Weird science. No. What a bunch of idiots, huh? They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, you can't talk about it because you have a PhD. Hey, I'm going to send these 2 witnesses right here. See these? All right. He said those, remember Revelation 3:11, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. So, they said they're no king's ritual. Y'all wearing crowns in here. Crowns. You could turn that frown upside down, put all your stupid Walmart smiley face and go in your little Walmart camp, just like you did. Remember? World War II equals World War III. They're doing it again. The seventh king of Revelation. 9/11. Remember king, messenger, demonion, liar, deceiver, distributor of fortunes. Well, that's a liar. They have a fallen because of pride and deception. You know, deceiver, that's the word deceive. Remember, will not fool the elect. Only by self will they go to hell, which is it below your feet. Nobody dies or goes to hell to heaven. That's the stupidest thing in the world. That's the problem with, see, Philadelphia, the church. So they're idiots, lost in space, spinning on a ball. Remember, a planet of the big feet. Remember? Yeah. Oh, hey, here's another one that they got. Chewbacca had a threesome with Anakin Skywalker, and they had Wookiee with an Ewok. Now they got big feet on the ball that they spin on. Planet of the big feet, I think is what they call it, or the silverbacks. Oh, it makes no sense to you, huh, Tyler? Like America makes no sense. Tyler, you can't talk to me. You live on the grid. You live on a smart meter. You're a stupid, well, we'll hold off on the cursing. You don't have any power. You don't even make your own power. I'm on a farm, you idiot. Shut up. Go home. Tyler, mad. Just go away. Just stay with it. Keep eating your microwave burritos and you got your survival kit. Oh, we're going to make it through the apocalypse. We got our top ramen and teepee for our bunghole. 2 cheeks to the same hole, 2 wings to the same dragon. So what's going on? Joseph, what's going on? Right, hold on, we'll get Joseph. All right, Joseph's been here. Thanks for coming in, Joseph. Keep the wrench. We don't even see what he's Negro in here, remember? We don't see no Negroes. Or don't let anybody push drugs. Thanks for coming back again, Joseph. So, wield the wrench. Remember, we number 10 suck it. We lost our number 1 moderator, OG, but that's okay. So, you know how it works in here. You've been here. So, if they're producing fruit, let them stay. If not, get them up against the wall twice and then throw them out of here. Remember, you don't have the ability to permanently ban anybody from the chat. Not even I have ever permanently banned anybody, so they come back and keep their mouth shut. They want to learn, glean, this. So if not, throw them out. Oh, here we go. Lori Jimmy says, get a job, ho. Listen, Lori, you're an idiot. I'm on a farm, you silly goose. I'm offering people to come out to this farm and make opportunity. Go pay a W-2 tax dollar and send. You're a murderer. You know that, Lori? Jimmy, you got 2 names. Are you a mixed gender bender? You're a mixed gender. Hold on, let's show this. Lori Jimmy doesn't know if they want to be a girl or a boy. So what are you? Let me see your pelvic bone. I know a woman from a man. I'm a prior law enforcement officer, so I can identify as a credible witness if you're running away from me, even if you're wearing a hoodie. I am the great Hogan Julio. Are you threatening me? Come on with your pants down. Sorry about that. Never mind. So, a job, huh? I'm retired. So, how many tax dollars did you pay there, Lori, Jimmy? What are you, Raggedy Ann or Andy? What do you want? Jill's wants Jack's button. Jack wants Jill's pocket. Would you make up your mind there for me there, Lori, Jimmy? You want to know where the hoes are at? Go ask Santa. Remember? Christmas, the mass eating the human flesh. Lori Jimmy doesn't know. I think Lori Jimmy is Satan. That's the oh, it's Jesus. It's Lori Jimmy, Jesus, Satan, the sun god. God! Lori Jimmy, speak up. Why aren't you speaking, ho? Ho, if you want to know where all the hoes are at, go ask Santa. Man, Claus, Mass A, Christ Mass. Come on. I'm waiting for you there to speak there, Lori Jimmy. Are you Raggedy Ann or are you Andy? Are you Mrs. Potato Head or Mrs. Potato Head? You seem to have a mixed, mashed potato there? So I guess Lori Jimmy doesn't know what she is. Maybe Jimmy Kimmel. Your nieces and nephews are brown. Right on. Cool. I don't like any races. I hate black niggers, brown niggers, red niggers, white niggers, and yellow niggers because I don't see color, but I throw out all races. So let's see what's Jimmy. And Father created one race, the human race. Can't mend or bend or gender. I'm replying, you can't read. You're replying, you can't read. Well, I got that one. So bend or gender. Are you a man gender? Do you have a mangina? Are you in the man chowder? Or are you gargling the man chowder? Or are you one of those mixing Jesus, Christ, the transgender Jesus? Is that what you are, Jimmy? Jay, like hooked on phonics? Work for me? So I'm waiting. Are you Raggedy Ann or are you Andy? Just tell me, Jack or Jill. It's Pat! You guys remember It's Pat? Hey, live from New York. It's Saturday. Remember, like, get it first, like New York on New Year's? Get it? Because of the time change? Oh, Master Troll. There's his IQ showing there. Okay, so let's see if there's any. All right, Troll, you're just an idiot. You got a name Troll. You couldn't get hooked to anybody. I'd sit there and put a carrot in front of you. You'd chase that golden carrot as long as and then you'd have to charge me rent space for the time that you'd be thinking about me after you were thrown out of here. See, you got to do it. Nobody's thrown out of here. They're letting you show your IQ. So, all right, let's see. Boy, we got some sick folks in here today. Sick in the head. Hold on. What the heck's going on? YouTube? All right, let's get rid of this person he's talking about. Talk about dreaming. Go back to your own little, wow, that's disgusting. There's some sickness, the word, it says the pestilence of the Aletheia, pestilence of the Hokodesh, right? Pestilence, disease. Their hearts are continuously filled with wickedness, waxed cold. Don't go to Walmart, you dumb troll. Stupid Walmart. Guess what, Master Troll? The Waltons, they're the ones who interned American citizens during World War II. So enjoy your work camp there, Walmart. Work camp. The Waltons, remember? Clean up on aisle 2. Aisle 2, clean up. So, no kings, huge turnout. I don't know, Jeeper, what do you think? Was there a huge turnout? Let's have the conversation. Was there 2 million? Was there 5 million? Was there 7? Because I went from 2 to 7. I didn't go to the protests. I stood back because I've already done. I do this on 6 years been, 6 YouTube channels, twice times 2, that's 12. I've been on this platform, obviously, but done, overpasses for old vomit, many. 7, you think 7 million people? You think 7 million people? Ask it, hey, yes, there you go, good stuff. So anyways, you think 7, put a 1 in the chat. If you think 7 million people showed up, got off their asses all of a sudden, they didn't get off their asses during the COVID, not when Donald Trump, when Elon Musk said he's a Cheetophile, PDF file. Anyone else? Anyone else think 7 million people showed up out on the streets? Look what's going on in Portland. Look what's going on in Portland. They're making a mockery of Mr. Warp Speed. Okay, where did Diane? How did it go from 2 to 7? Did you see that? 2 million to 7. All of a sudden in the news, 2 to 7 million people. They did the old 77, 2 Gemini. It's a Gemini. They speak in gematria, so Gemini and gematria, like the bookends, like 2 jokers in a deck of cards. You ever play Smoke and Fire? 52 pickup. There's not 52 weeks in a year. So there's not 12 months in a calendar year. So well, no, we're still discerning it. That's what I'm asking people to use their flipping heads in here, not somebody being an idiot, because why did nobody stand up during COVID? Remember that, I think it's a play on words, because Maduro had 4.5 million, remember militia, and America didn't have one. Bunch of Proud Boys, J6ers, those are the ones out kidnapping people on the streets right now, and then prison guards. I do my research. I'm a prior investigator, certified, went through the Highway Patrol Academy in Oklahoma City, was prior, I have law enforcement background. This is what I've done since I was actually certified as a teenager. So people wonder what's wrong with me. Well, I'm wired backwards. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just the way that I discern things, It's like attention to detail. Military, police, and the army, I've always had this nature for, to be inquisitive. Game theory, 5D chess, but people are simple. Simon, like a checkers game, and I'll make them flip the board over. This is 5D chess. Yeah. I'll make it colder than winter in Boulder. I'm taking over. You guys ain't understanding, like pawns being played, or a little simple black and red or some checker game. So you like attention. Luce, get out of here. You're an idiot. This is annoying. Goodbye, Sarah. Goodbye. Get rid of Sarah. Get rid of Luce. Put them in timeout for as long as we can. They can come back here and open up their mouth next time. And you're playing Chinese checkers there. Black and white. Black and yellow, black. Somebody still, remember, he who enters by any other route, any other gate, any other way is a thief and a robber. So goodbye, Arrow. Get Loose out of here. Loose is a goose. Somebody's been flapping on the backside. You're leaking anal syrup out the backside there, Loose. You sodomite. Goodbye. Remember? Let me say TP for your bunghole. You threatening me? Brokeback Mountain. Watch out. That's what he's leaking. I know you got the thin anal skin. You're leaking anal syrup. Anal syrup. Sodomy. Remember? Seen enough of your hokey pokey turning yourself around? Remember he said, I'm going to bring the fire, baby. I'm going to bring the fire. And you don't like it. Neither does Sarah. Like Sister Sarah or Brother Moses. Never mind. It's mind over matter. I don't mind and they don't matter. So get Loose out of here. He's an idiot. He or she. We got another. No, you don't get under my skin, Loose. I'm just toying with you. You just keep chasing the golden carrot. I'll never think about your loose lips. 2 butt cheeks. Oh, wait, 2 cheeks to the same hole. Well, you got a wide backside, don't you? It's like somebody got to put a board on the back of their ass. They try to strap them and ride you like a Brokeback Mountain bucking bronco. Or hold on, tighten up your bootstraps or your bra straps. Loose, not sure what you are. Remember? 2 riders on a white horse in Revelation. You wouldn't know anything about that now, would you? Tell me what Revelation. Give me the definition. Let's see if you have any definition in you. Define, definitive, certain, for certain, not a yod or a jot or a tittle changed, or definitionality of truth. This knowledge. Okay. Oh my goodness. We're getting that person out of there. He made something, so. Don't cry, we were joking. Okay, nobody's. Goodbye. Why do you talk about the book of Arrow? Why do you talk about the book of Enoch? Which Enoch are you speaking of, Arrow? And which author? No, I rebuke religion, government, and what else? Oh, bootlickers, pig lickers, people who lick the boot of government. So what does that have to do with the gospel, though? What do you worry about Noah? Right? Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Which Enoch, which author? Arrow, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to make you leave in here because has to live off the grid. I've been off the grid for 10 years. Pretty soon I'm going to get up and take care of my birds, do what I do, take care of my meds. Here I got, take all the responsibilities being a farmer too. So, calluses on my hand because I work. Just is a ministry. So people think I can come in here and I'm religious. So you're not going to answer my question. Arrow, you have to answer my question. You want to come? Hey, Glenn, hold on. I'm going to say something. Don't go anywhere, Glenn. HD, fat. Okay. Hold on. I want to get rid of this, this Arrow because they're not, all right. You're an idiot. Goodbye, Arrow. You know what you're talking about. You're swine. You do not talk about the gospel. Don't ever come back here ever again. Goodbye. All right. So, Creel, HD. Welcome to HD Fat because we're broadcasting from a potato. I guess that's what people say. He warned of two things: idolatry and imagery. Things you see and things you see, right? The two witnesses. He said he would send thieves that hang on that cross. They would steal your crown, right? Like Revelation 3:11. I come quickly, let no one take your crown. So 2 kings, 2 crowns. But look, so anyways, I have been getting a flood of response on, I don't normally use this platform because I hate Facebook. I use the marketplace. My son is when it turned me on, and the marketplace used to be a pretty awesome pretty awesome spot to I used to like, because what I can do, because like I said, I'm an investigator. I can stalk the living piss out of somebody before I sell them something, because I don't like supping with vipers like Brandon. Brandon doesn't read. Now, look, we're going to give a lesson. Hold on for 1 second, HD. We're going to show Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Are you just pissed off that Joe took your name and everybody just says that to you now, Brandon? Hold on. Luce, you're still in here. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. So anyways, can't believe the Luce lips is still in here. Backside 2 cheeks flapping in the wind. Remember the sodomite in here? Luce 72. Luce is a goose. All right. Flew away. So anyways, then Brandon K, like Special K, I don't know, like Special Ed or Special Bread or whatever he's got. All right. So Brandon said retarded. Do you realize how you said, do you realize people with a mental handicap or mental disability are God's children because they've never sinned in their entire life, and you have a mental capacity to use a keyboard? I'm not saying there's not people with mental disabilities. See, I've been, counsel and law enforcement education and trained, certified on how to identify people with mental disabilities and not only how to handle, but treat them. So just everybody look at Brandon. I think Brandon is just upset that people have probably since Joe Creepy Biden, because Donald never called him creepy, called him crook and sleepy. So I think Brandon's asleep at the wheel here, right? He didn't know what he's talking about. He called me or someone in you here in the room. See, there's a voice inside your head that eventually turns on. It's called the age of accountability. You take that little red ball out of somebody's yard, you don't realize it because, you're at the age of innocence. Oh, bring that ball back here. That's not your ball. Oh, you don't even realize what you're doing. But how much you want to take a friendly wager, because there's no such thing as luck or free will, and we'll just take a friendly wager that that Brandon is pissed off because after Joe and everybody, FJB and let's go Brandon, that this person's life has been wrecked. I would never want to be, you know what I'm saying? I would never want to have that name now. So all they typed was retarded. Shut up, Joe. Get out of here. Now you're Joe. Look at this. We're going to show Joe. Here's the other person that's pissed off. Father's timing's impeccable. Then Joe comes in here and says this because I'm obviously talking about Brandon. And now Joe is pissed off. No, creepy Joe Biden, the guy that can't keep his nose off people. And we know what he does at the island because he's an island boy with a Cheetophile, Trump's island, not Epstein's island. So stop being an idiot, Joe. And we got Brandon here. Look at this. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. FJB, all this nonsense. So both of these guys are probably wrecked. Thank you, Father, for your absolutely impeccable timing to do everything is perfection. So let's go back to Brandon, who said retarded, because I don't think this person has the mental capacity to even remember what they're talking about. And now I've got Joe in here, okay? So they're mentally enslaved. So these people are mentally enslaved. So listen, retardation, a mental disability, or what you would call a handicap. You guys don't even know how to use words anymore. Words that would be a Hulk-a-dash, spirit or ghost, but you probably believe in ghosts, and believe is a verb. So don't open your mouth in here, please. Retarded like a carburetor, advanced or retarded is to be restrained like a throttle that can only be, go so, like screwed. These people that are not using their heads, remembering that people are all for these, forgetting that this person has never sinned. Let's go back to a child who's never taken the little red ball and not knowing what they're doing is wrong. There's an age of innocence. There's people in their teens, right, come into their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s that still have mental retardation or mental disability that don't know that they're sinning. And that's God's children. So Brandon has the mental capacity to type retarded, and obviously he wasn't born with a mental disability or retardation. So I think the one that's actually screwed, like everyone I've ever got on her back, fucked and throttled down, and can't and couldn't move because they can only go so far, is Brandon. And he's still probably pissed off at the whole "let's go, Brandon," and Joe's pissed off about it too. I'm just telling you, you can sit there and come in here. You came in the wrong chat to come in here and try to speak and call somebody retarded, because that's Father. He said you'd be better to have a millstone. And I've done this because I've made mistakes in my life by messing up Father's word. See, this is a great millstone. Remember, you better have a millstone tied around your neck and to be cast into the sea than hurt one hair on my children's head. That's something I work with both my left and hand every day. I know I see that when I work for the mistakes I made by raping Father's word, adding to it, thinking I can make up my own personal Jesus. So go ahead and use just one word like retarded and call somebody like that, because God's children are not just some kind of infants there, Brandon. Are you feeling a little you feel a little screwed, like I've got you pinned down and you can't say anything? Because I don't hear you saying shit. And Joe, why aren't you speaking either? Are you just pissed off about your names? That's Shem, not name, is Shem. Shem, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, the three sons of Noah. Remember? What was it? Arrow was in here talking about Enoch or something? Asked about the authors. You guys can remember and keep track of shit. Kind of like Donald Trump dumps it on fucking everybody on the protesters. So fuck you stupid fucking idiots. Playing your stupid little games. Coming here and trying to think that your words are going to change the course of history. No, it's not. Father created all things. He created you as a vessel of wrath. What about the brain capacity of a slug? Put a little salt on you. And the salt of the rock that we walk. So, Brandon, you're just pissed off about Joe Biden, aren't you? Just say it. Say, yeah, I fucked up. And I might let you stay in there. But you have to produce some fruit. And you, Joe, why the hell did you even speak up? Anybody else want to step up to the mic? Because saying something to me retarded is it shows the mental capacity of somebody who doesn't even know the words that they're speaking. God's children are retarded. They don't know if they're sinning or not. They don't understand what they're doing. So, Brandon, you have anything to say for yourself? Because this is righteous judgment that just came upon you in this chat. And you too, Joe. Why didn't you say anything? Why are you speaking up? Why'd you go so silent on me? You certain your Fifth Amendment? Your Miranda rights, your right, anything you say and do will be used against you. You can leave the can out of it. Doesn't have anything to do in an evidentiary, logistical or legal case against you, and kick that can down the road. I can't. You can. So you an American, you Joe, you Brandon. So what's going on, man? Calling somebody retarded is a really wrong thing to do, because God's children are grown men and women that are mentally retarded or have a mental disability. That's God's chosen. You understand? When he said we must be like a child to return to Father. He said, you bring that child to me. Remember when he was there? Innocent. See, they don't know what they're doing. Now you just called me retarded. Oops. I think Father created you as a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. And let's show the vulnerability of these two grown-ass men. You know, you both have IP addresses in the fucked up world that you live in, where they've got these ISIS terrorists, Donald's ISIS terrorists, out on the streets kidnapping people for being too poor. I didn't see any of these Brandon or we had Kimball, a guy from the UK, try to donate under some other name yesterday. I don't want your dirty money anyways, but you're a bunch of broke trolls, and they're throwing people in cages, rape cages, concentration camps, whatever you want to call it, for being too poor, remember, or having a mental disability. I'm sure Joe and Brandon by now think that there's something wrong with me. They want me to lay down on a couch, talk to somebody, and take drugs. Maybe put me in walls, in a cage, once again, by the threat of a gun. They have their Gestapo. You know, now they're just, violating the right of due process. You know, you don't have to have citizenship to have right under due process. If you make it on these sides of this walls, guess what? You have rights. WDCD, what did Christ do? Ask yourself that. WWCD. What would Christ do? WWJ, if you want to use that. So, you're going to kick people out of this country, a nation of immigrants, trying to keep out all the immigrants. You have the brain capacity of a fly. You know that? You don't understand the constitutional rights, do you? I took an oath to the Constitution. My first general order was do not quit your post until properly relieved. So guess what? I ain't seen anybody that got my back yet on this. But I'm giving it to you straight. And if you don't like it, too bad. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So it's dangerous. Brandon, Joe, IP addresses, 5 guys that could have my back. We could get in a sport utility, a van, tint the windows out, and come kidnap your ass off the streets of this country right now. In the same day, like shipping, like Amazon. Amazon don't give a fuck. Like Jeff Bezos, they just put you in a box, right? Like the prison guards that are just throwing people in the box out there. Prison guards in the box, throwing people in the box, are good at throwing people in boxes and cages, just like fucking Amazon. Just throw it in the box, get it in the package, and ship it. That's what happened to Joe. Probably been a prick his whole life. Come in here and open his mouth. Maybe Brandon, because he called me retarded, doesn't even understand that people who are in their, grown men that have never sinned in the day in their life, these are God's children, could be unalived. Oh, maybe they'll just take you out to the woods, and because waterboarding is illegal, we'll pour some wine over you. We'll booze board you. How about that? I'm not saying I would do it, but you realize how dangerous this country that we live in is? As Mr. Warp Speed drops shit bombs on memes as a king and tears down the fucking White House. I got to live with pricks like this in the country that I defended, that they have a First Amendment right to open their mouth, and this is the shit that comes out of their mouth, kind of like the shit that came out of the Trump, with his halo around his head. Yeah, halo, the crown. Revelation 3:11, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. 3:11, he declared the crown virus or the corona. You better get it right, get it tight. No, you're speaking like Kyle's speaking like a goat. We got a goat in here. Let's see what else Kyle has to say. So far, nothing but a bunch of goat. Or pig. May it sound like a pig. Ain't a flock of sheep, I can guarantee that. Maybe he's got sheep paralysis, thinking he's some kind of sheep. But a goat in sheep's clothing. Greatest of all time. Turn down for what? Turn up. Little wings. Red. Did they give you wings, bull? Bell ball. Playing with your little balls there, Kyle? Kramer? Like Seinfeld or what? All right, thanks for coming in, Zarina. We got Brandon arrested here. Brandon's just like, oh, damn, I can't die. Brad probably left the chat. Joanne said shit from Shinola. First, Brandon called me retarded. Then he had to learn about children of God. You are one angry person, says Cheryl. Cheryl wouldn't know the difference between passion and anger. Thank you, Father, for creating Cheryl to be a little snowflake, the I can't lose generation. Always got a trophy your whole life, didn't you, Cheryl? Never had to go through no hard time tribulation. Wouldn't know the difference between, easy times breed weak ass bitches and men. Well, dogs or whatever. Hard times, strong men. Strong women. You must have grew up in easy times. Easy peasy, cotton candy, Christmas Jeezy. You have all the depth of a paper plate. Okay, Kyle, let's see your depth. Kyle, define the word hell for me right now. Kyle, define the word hell for me. Define the word hell. Kyle, I'm talking to you. Depth, hell. I'll give you a hint. It's not below your feet. Speaking of depth, like layers, strata, data, strata. Oh, I'm asking you to define. Now you can't say shit from Shinola. What are you, waxing? Freaky, y'all. Hey, look, it's Ivan. It's Donald Trump's man gender wife, Ivanka, or Melina. Maybe they're related. Birdie, say you? Say something. Put some fruit in there. Okay, I gotta get rid of this idiot. Eternal damnation. Yeah, what is eternal, Glenny? Do you know what eternal is? I am eternal. I don't end. Where a door closes, another opens. Like time is a doorway that you have probably no bis about. Remember bis? I asked Kyle to define hell, and he's still probably trying to use his dictionary, or maybe he's just thinking stuck on dumb. Do you have any talents? Do you know what a talent is? Talent. It's a weight of measurement. So I guess Kyle's stuck on dumb. So how are you eternal? Because I don't ever end. That's the word Hokadesh, Gabriel. Define the word Hokadesh. Tell what I just said. Hokadesh. What is that, Gabriel? If you want to speak up in here, you're going to have to use words too. We'll just slow you all down, one word at a time. So, no, you have to answer my question or I'll moderate you out of here. So Kyle is defining the word hell. So now you get your definition, or I'm just going to moderate you. Or my other moderator, because I don't sup. Okay, goodbye. This guy's stuck on, he's a parrot. He's like a mockingbird media. Mockingbird, see? I love it. Good stuff. All right. So, anyways, Trump shits on America, doesn't give a, tears down the White House, locking people up for being too poor, having a mental disability. Boy, this couldn't get any more Nazi Germany, could it? Oh no, it's going to get a lot worse from here. Soon they'll send the robots with their fallen angel technology, when fallen doesn't mean from the sky. Angelos is the word angel, and the definition of an angel is a messenger. So you get the whole idea of angels coming from the sky out of your head. There's no angels in the sky. Okay, goodbye, Devin. The two witnesses that you're going to get that, remember? See ya. I won't even give you a second chance. Nobody's arguing. You're just arguing with yourself. You're rambling, man. I know. Got, mind over matter. That's what it says. All right. So it says sorrows. All right, Birdie, we're going to go ahead and... Birdie, thanks for coming in. Wield that wrench properly. Remember, we don't want to see anybody's Negro, and we don't do drug pushers in here. Anybody's pushing drugs or racism, we don't do either of those. Thanks for your return. Speaking of Mockingbird Media. Well, you got more issues than Rolling Stone. You know that? More than Time magazines, Kyle. You know, Hitler, Adolf Hitler, Time Magazine's Man of the Year there. Kyle, I asked you to define hell, abyss, Revelation 9:11, you dumb fucking idiot. You couldn't even define shit. You got more issues, yeah, than Rolling Stone. Did you hear what I said? Than Time fucking Magazine, dumbass. You can't step to this. You couldn't even define one word. You had all the, use a lexicon, use a dictionary. This is the creativeness you came up with. So goodbye, Kyle. Moderator, moderate. Birdie, get your first moderator. Moderate Kyle. This guy's lost in space farce, I guess. Balls. Playing with his balls or something. I'm not sure. Take his 2 balls. The man's nuts. Grab him. Get him out of here. Get him up against the wall. Against the... Everybody's going to build the greatest wall. He must have got the greatest jab. All of them. The update and the boosters. So thank you. I'm in a stocking up mood right now. Okay, good for you. There you go, Ivan. I didn't mean to say it's just your name. So Ivan, what are you stocking up on? Do you have any of these? I recommend you stock up on these. Hey, and look. Silver went down today, under 50 bucks. That's fire sale prices, because remember, silver went below 50 today. I seen it down below 50. I'm not telling you. So these are water filters. This is a Sawyer Mini. This is a Life Straw. These will probably be more valuable because you can't eat this. You can only go, most people, just a day or two without water before they freak the fuck out, lose their mind. You can go 3 days, much longer if you know how to do that, but most people can't. So I think this, I'm not giving you an investment advice, but I think this is something, if you have in your family, you should stock up at least for one for everybody in your family. This is 100,000 gallons. You'll never buy another one in your life ever again. And I do think later, if you hold on 1 second, Ivan, if you don't have 100,000 gallon water, how much of this will you trade for this? You'll probably trade this for this. You might even trade a couple of these for this. So you tell me. Now, these used to be about the same price, but obviously this is like doubled. I think these are about 25, 30 bucks. I think these are about 20 bucks now. When I started showing these to people, you know, just it's almost all double, because look at the price. They just keep printing more money. So 100,000 gallon, that's the last water filter you ever used. They're basically the same thing. And if you lose this, you better learn how to make a fire. So I think matches and lighters are extremely valuable too. You stocked up on lighters, Ivan? Do you have lighters? I don't know where my candle lighter's at. That big lighter I have is off the chain. Oh, do you have a good headlamp? Who else is in here? Somebody else is talking about being off the grid. It was... Man, that's way too far up in the chat. And he had a really light colored name for some reason. Why can't I remember your... Come on, it was Geo, something with a G. No. Somebody else in here earlier was talking about being off the grid. We're going to switch up this chat real quick. And G, Glenny. Yeah, I remember the G. I remember the OG. Look at that. Oh, cool. So I don't, but I make my own power. You know what I'm saying? I know that's one way to go. You know, those power stations. I had somebody try to trade me a Tesla wall and $500 a month for 5 years for one of the property, but I do make my own power. I'm off the grid. There you go. Look at that. Whatever. Get them all. Cupcake. Get them all. Whatever you can. Have multiple sources. You know, use the banks, use solar, use wind, use it until you can't use it. You know what I'm saying? The chinchilla Wrangler has arrived. You are safe. Uh-oh. The chinchilla. Those things are freaking super soft, man. Chinchillas. Those things are like runny babbits kind of on steroids. So, man, those things are awesome. Chinchillas are pretty cool. But anyways, watch out. So listen, you can do this, guys. Listen, I'm going to give you guys some better advice here, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever wanted to live off the grid. If you ever want to live on a homestead and grow your own food. If you ever want to become abundance, become self-reliant, tell the government, go yourself, you know. Look, you guys, I have a link for you to do this. Listen to me. I have a link. You know what I'm saying? How about they poison all our natural water sources? Yep, there you go. There you go. No, why no free will? Joshua, because it's called. Hold on, I got to take a pause for the guys. Guys, the ministry always comes first. Give me just 1 second. I have to say this to Yeshua. Yeshua. No, there's no. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm serious. I got the best link for you guys because I'm right now. I have so many people because I've been trying to come on here. I just got a hit off the internet. I have been putting something on, and I interrupted myself. So hold on 1 second. Joshua, the word is porneia or idolatria. It's idolatry. Idolatry. Idolatry is the word porneia. And the Greek word that is latria it's idolatry in English. You would think it was free will. It's not free will. Father created all things. Everything written, everything that ever was, good, Isaiah 45:7, evil, that pisses off most people. No, evil doesn't create evil. Father creates all things. Father creates evil. He does all these things after his own counsel. He does it for his own pleasure. He creates everything not written and everything that ever will be. So there is no free will, although you have these options displayed as self-will, kind of like the porneia that Peter struggled with, right? Well, the phileo of the world, if you understand and you're in the world, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, we'll move forward. Free will is not anything because Father knows what you're going to do. He gives you self, but not free. There comes with a price you're going to pay to not do his will. That's the word agape. Phileo, to love Father. He says, if you love me, your enemy will come against you one way, and I'll make them flee 7 ways. Your baskets will be full, your stores, they'll be overflowing. No fiery darts will penetrate your armor, right? He had his favorite. That was his heavens, that was not the Gentiles, Levitical priests, remember, related to either Levite or Aaron, or you were Gentile. Yeah, this right. He didn't love everybody. So, okay, this already destined, this already chosen. So everything is already written. Everything not written and everything that ever will be has already been written. Do you not understand that? That's what it says in the scriptures. Okay, so no free will. Let's go back to the definition. The definition is porneia or idolatria, idolatry. This is exactly why he divorced his bride Israel, because they made up their own. See, under the Old Testament, there were Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which were 613 laws, statutes, commandments, the first 5 books of the scriptures, text. Old Testament on stone tablets, not on text on paper, okay? Rocks and pounded out by the scribes onto the law, right? Moses gave the law, or Moses gave the law on the mount. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, 600. The Torah, it was called the Torah of the law. So we had to follow the law. Okay, hold on. Listen. So give me a second. I'm trying to answer somebody. I'll take a break for the ministry, and we'll get back to this question because we'll move forward because you got to have extra oil. These are questions, here are extra oil questions that I will talk about too. So porneia is the word idolatry in English. Latria is to serve, and ido is these 2 thieves right here, or serving your eyes. Little statutes, little things of the dirt, and big, tall Capitol buildings or whatever, 58-story towers in Babylonian Nimrod towers in Manhattan. He doesn't want us to love the dirt. Love is the word agape. He wants us to love the word that is Hokadesh, spirit, or ghost, or aletheia, truth. He said, I am the hados, the aletheia, and the horizo, the way, the truth, and I divide the dark from the light. And I'll pull you to my light because I already chose who's dark and already chose who's light, and I'll call their names out at the wedding feast of the Lambs. Only by self-will you have your name blotted out because you were in that book of the book of life. You understand? Self-will, porneia, idolatry. This is exactly why he divorced his bride, because they made up their own Torah, their own law. And he said under this testament, remember the Old Testament, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, one sin, whether venial death or mortal, death, sin, one sin was death. A sin was a sin. You add 1 jot, death, 1 tittle, death, 1 thought. I just told you that's porneia. What has changed in the text? Nothing. Don't do this sit down on your ass, Jesus. That's not who the Hamashiach. He was a suffering, long suffering. We have to endure to the end if we want to be saved. So nobody's ever been saved. He comes back and picks up what he already purchased at the wedding feast of the lambs. You already bought and paid and purchased for. Only by self-will will you have send yourself to hell. Hell's not the word, well, what you think. Hell is the word bis, bathos, busos. Abyss, abathos, abusos. My people shall perish for bis, bathos, busos, knowledge. I will send them, they will eternally gnash teeth until the little season. I thought it was forever. Okay, whatever. And then to get your flesh back, you just don't know what's going on. You don't know the timeline. Oh, I think there's a clock above your head. There's not 52 weeks in a year. Okay, it's not 2025. You know, that's what you think because you go by this lunar calendar. So let's go back to the definition real quick, and then we'll move on with the lesson. Well, life lesson here. We're supposed to be girded in this service, extra oil, and have our lamps trimmed because nobody knows the day or the hour, right? Be ready. Okay, great and dreadful day of the Lord. When I return, that's when he said, bam, that's your great and dreadful day of the Lord. Will you be called out in that book of life? So, porneia is the word self-will. By self-will, they blotted their name out of the book of, remember the Testament, and by, right? Well, didn't he divorced them. He called them not blotted out. This New Testament that we're not under the Old Testament. Remember, this is a covenant with his bride under this New Testament that are not under the laws of flesh. They have no self-will. He says, if I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. So he makes them love him. Love is agape, not phileo, not self-will, porneia, right? Like Peter struggled. I'm not asking you, Peter, if you phileo me. Do you agape me? Do you love me? And if you love me, you'll be suffering till you die to the end, and then I'll return back the measure that you poured out on the people that attacked you or came after you. If you don't attack them, turn your cheek, not weak. That you can't you defend yourself. You can defend yourself, but you cannot go out and seek vengeance under this. You used to, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Old Testament law, fee, fight, sacrifice, war, ritual. We're not under that covenant. He said it's fulfilled as he hung on that tree. So porneia is the Greek word idolatry. Father divorced his bride for exactly that. They went after gods in the sky. Baal in the grove, worship tree, and Baal god worship, gods in the sky. Christmas, December 25th. This is the equinox ritual of, what do you call it? The 2025, December 2025 Jesus. We're not far away from that pagan Satan orgy Jesus. So back to Cheetophile. Okay, cool. You like that, right? So anyways, I know it's a long definition, but I want you to understand it's really hard for most people to consider that what is the most sacred part of our country? We don't have any sacred part of this country. The most sacred part of this country are the people that are in Christ. Everybody else is a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction, going to hell under this corporation called America. It's a corporation. So anyways, yeah, I got that. So anyways, porneia is the Greek word idolatry, okay? And that is the service of your eyes. God doesn't want us, Father, to love the dirt, what we see, idols, things of the dirt, self, our own will. He wants us to love his word. And he commands us to take up our cross daily, deny ourselves daily, and follow after him. Okay? Do what he did. So if you're not doing what he did, he stood up to the law, the government, and that the modern day, the corporation, the halakha, they perverted his father's law. And that's what he stood up to. So if you're not standing up to America, religion, and the government, you're a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction from the foundation of the world. You're not a disciple of Christ. I'm judging you with righteous judgment. I'm not condemning you. Remember, the measure will be poured out. He separates the wheat from the chaff. He tells me to use this. Under Old Testament, I could eye for an eye, judge with, right? Under this, I have to judge with his word. And under this word, it's a meek. So I turn the people to the light. If you're in the broad way, I'm going to show you to the narrow way 2 times, and then you're out. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to do anything else other than that. In case anyone want to life hack your religious nonsense, you're here to share the gospel to everybody 2 times. And if they don't want to hear it, you can't turn a goat into a sheep. Do you understand? It's not possible. There you go. Jesus is not God. Christianity is paganism. I'm up with that. So paganism is still the same thing as the pole worship and God worship of the head of the beast. Same thing as Native Americans. They're not Native Americans. Baal Baal is the sun god Apollyon. Remember, they thought the sun was dying at the equinox, right? And they prayed to Saturn. This is Baal. Jesus Christ is Baal. Jesus Christ. The tree god where they put the light on top of the tree, Christmas tree, 1225, that's Baal. Baal in the grove. Grove is tree worship. Baal is sun worship. They prayed to Saturn because they thought the sun was dying. 923, 323, equal day, equal night, kind of like your yin-yang symbol. Yes, equinox. People who think it's 2025. It's not 2025. They're Satanists. They go after the Mass A, the eating of the sun god, Jesus Christ. Apollyon, Mithra at the time of Rome. This is how Donald Trump has his house decorated with. This is the seventh king of Revelation that's being revealed right now as the eighth king that you speak. Revelation 9:11. 4 plus 5 is 9. When you skip Joe Biden, remember he said, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. 4 plus 5 is 9. Then he let Joe Biden. So they skipped Joe Biden. Now it's 4 plus 7 is 11. Welcome to Revelation. Welcome to the last book in scriptures. Israel, it speaks in scripture, is not that place over there in the middle of the desert. Welcome to the Gemini twins. Aries, the bookends. Like 33. Oh, you wouldn't know, would you? You're deceived. But remember, these are all star markers, not gods in the sky. There's no gods in the sky. So, this is, yes. Yes, this helps me grow vegetables. Because then when I null the void, avoid the noid, I know that Father is the one who tells me to sow seeds. I'm planting eternal seeds. Remember, grapes and fruit ripe on the vine. Remember, they'll be grafted into the vine for the harvest, where I'll separate the wheat from the chaff. Yes, Floyd. See that? Avoid the noid. Like Domino's Pizza. Like, American Pie. Or they take a round pizza, cut it in triangles, and put it in a square box. Are you locked in a box there, Void? Remember, you put a seed in your mouth and you put it on the ground. The spirit, through the Hamashiach, and Father knows you, if you plant by the moon, you get a better harvest, correct? What would you know anything about that there, Void? So avoid the noid. So pornea, right, is self-will. Do Father's will, have your loins girded in my service, and be planting seeds, broadcasting. Broadcast means to sow seeds. Hey, null, like dark, like just a pitch black room. The void, like a black room. Are you in the dark? I think you're in the dark about these things. Remember extra oil? Remember the eye is the lamp of the body. If the lamp is filled with darkness, the whole vessel, the whole lamp body is filled with darkness. If the eye is filled with light, then the whole vessel, the whole eye is filled with, you see what I'm saying? Are you red-eyed to go? If it's filled with light, then the whole vessel. Remember, they don't mix like a potting soil, like planting seeds on a rocky ground or fertile ground. Void, are you feeling a little ignorant now? Like you got somebody shaking a stick at you, waving the Hollywood? Would you want to be entertained? You may wave a carrot on a stick right there in front of you? Have you heard of the three sisters, the relationship between palm beans and squash? Even if that person is going to give up some kind of fruit, they have no spiritual fruit. You're not welcome here. Goodbye. Okay. Anyways, so not a cup. Probably YouTube cupcake, because I get people to witness, and the people don't like what we're doing in here. It's an adult-only stream, so we're just changing it up a little bit, So, anyways, back to what I'm saying. So, again, do you have now an understanding of there is no free will? There is no such thing as free will, correct? Is there any more questions about free will before we move on in the lesson here? Free will, no free will. Self-will is the word porneia, Greek word idolatry. Porneia, idolatria, idolatry. We took a pause for the cause in the middle of the stream talking about anybody who has, if you don't have the kind of attention span and you couldn't hang out long enough to sit in here, I don't want you in here. I don't want you in here anyways. you got the attention span of a fly, and you're going to have to hold on a lot harder and a lot. You better tighten up your bra straps, your boot straps, whatever you're tuck yourself in. Get ready. There's a shit storm coming. The book says sorrows. It's going to get a lot worse. Nothing's going to get better. But you can thrive in this environment, not just survive, but become self-reliant and become self-sufficient and ungovernable, become your own government. Be mind not controlled by some master. You can't serve two lords. So I'm always going to take a pause to serve the word. I'm a pastor before all. This ministry, I bring this ministry up so we can fellowship. So apologize for the pause for the cause. So anyways, do you have any more questions? There's no such thing as free will. Father knows where every seed that you grow that's going to plant, whether it pops up or not, or whether it's a bum seed or not, Father created his Father nature, Father time. He creates all things, everything that ever was, everything not written, everything that ever will be, good and evil. He does all these things after his own counsel. He does it for his own pleasure. No such thing as free will. Any more questions about free will? It's called porneia, self-will. You'll send yourself to hell. You'll have your name blotted out of the book of life because you did it to yourself. Because Father didn't make you love him. Everything's already written. You're only seeing an unwinding of his writings. Time, as you know it. Written on a piece of paper or no, written in spirit. Hogadesh. So. Okay, I still want to know what the plan is. Term and poison natural water sources. I was planning survival. Well, there's too many. They're not going to. Okay, Cupcake. Listen here, Cupcake. Listen here, Cupcake. Well, we got Patty Cake over here. All right. No, I heard your names. You said, I'm not a cupcake. So, okay. Listen here. Pie. Are you pie? Well, no. Okay. You're a person. Okay. Cupcake. So I'm just playing around with you. Sorry. Round. Get it like a pie or a cupcake. I'm just funning. Just playing. So these are serious questions. Look, do you have mobility? Do you have mobility? Because I totally dig where you're going. These are serious questions. That's a badass question. Thank you. That's an excellent, perfect question for this ministry. It's called 5D game, chess, life theory, game theory. That's what I call it. Asking, what if? There's nothing wrong with that. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. So I like your style. We'll get back to, if anybody has any more questions about free will, please leave. If you didn't get it after all that big, long explanation, good, that weeded out anybody who just doesn't have it. You're not going to make it, you have to really be methodical about how you plan your future, and making plans. Father will wreck them. Don't make plans, just prepare for all things. Don't make any plans. That's what you don't want to do. Don't make plans. Father will wreck them. Prepare. Remember, he said, I'm going to return, redeem. He's still preparing. So prepare. Don't try to plan. Father will wreck your plans. I know. Go watch the last 18 months of this live stream where I spent more than $100,000 to try to keep my son from going to jail. And there is a chance that I still might go to jail in a month or so. I don't think so, but Father's will be done. 100%. The odds are 49% that I won't go to jail, or 51 and 49 that I won't. No, it's 100% in his hands. So thanks for, I got two legs that can work. Okay, well, you need mobility. Okay, that's good. But you need more mobility than that. You don't want to sit there like a duck in a pond. At least you know that you got to get up off your ass and leave. Do you think you can defend what you have, Cupcake? Here's what I'm going with, because I want to bring this in. If you have attention span more than a fly, like fishing, sometimes it takes, you could have been there all day and get skunked, but you still just went out there and had the experience, right? Hell to the frick, yeah. You were out there with the nature ether. Love it. Wish I had more time. Not catching your own fish instead of eating fillet of mackerel or whatever. That fillet of what the hell is that? So anyway, some kind of particle board fish or some kind of white plank, or they say cod, or we won't go there. So anyways, so I want to get okay, but that's fine. That's fine. I know he's got your back in every situation, but you still have to have a plan. Okay, if you're going to go that route, then I don't have anything for you. And I'm not saying that you did, because some people use that. Oh, God will take care of everything. No, he sent you a boat. You idiot, get in the boat. Not that that's even scriptural, but our body's a vessel, right? The eye is the lamp of the body. So stay anchored in faith. I got you totally. Before, you have to have your spiritual house ready before everything. because that keeps you prepared so you'll be calm and make the right decision. What would Christ do? What did Christ do? WDCD. So you'll do the same thing, not freak out and act in the flesh. You're supposed to act in spirit, right? Cut it off. Paul said, circumcise it. Don't let it, be your master. So here's what I'm saying. Do you own a 4-wheel drive vehicle? If not, this is what I want you to work for, since you seem to be, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. I think women have badass skills. They used to be the gatherer, and you would do hunting as well. So they knew a little bit more than men. In a lot of cases, they knew a lot more than men. They knew, they were the ones like, okay, you try this. And we do that, they all know. They were the ones who had to try a lot of the things as he was out getting the big game to try to supply some, some longevity. She was always out there trapping, leg traps, fall traps, finding, gathering, roots, berries. There was always something for her honey, because father made, not that she has to. Remember how badass women are. She was out there gathering and, bringing in the small game, so that when he didn't have deer, he got squirrel pie with his little blueberries, because he likes blueberry in his squirrel pie for some reason. It's like a fruit meat pie, like a pemmican pie or something. Anyways, likes it. See what I'm saying? So I don't care if you're a man or a woman, but skill set is everything, okay? You need to take your skill set on the road. So you said fishing. I like your style. You're like, hey, I'm not going to depend on the system. I need to depend on a fishing hole. So, okay, cool. Listen to me, please. I don't care. I told you, listen, you women are badass. You can, I'm a military veteran. I'm seriously, you don't want to go in a foxhole. Never let them put you in a foxhole, or all think about your foxhole. That's why we're not supposed to let women into war. Okay. Serious. Look what happened to the women in Ukraine. You think it's me and you, even you women want the D, guys want the P. Oh man, we're about to die. Say, hey, honey, you want to rub one off before we're done? Bang, bang, bang. You're like, yeah, suck it. Bombs over Baghdad, keep dropping them bombs on me, honey. No, or whatever. So I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm trying to say, you guys are badass. You nearly, can squeeze out a near watermelon through a crack in the wall and leak 9 quarts of oil and still function properly. I don't go with that kind of lubrication. I break. Okay. So you guys are, well, ladies are hardcore. I've worked in the military with the first female sniper. Hear me out. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. I actually think it's going to be much harder. Everybody, I swear this too. If you let me for just 1 second, cupcake, now it makes sense why you're not a cupcake. Okay. Women have kind of had to step up to the plate in this country a lot, because guys are sellouts. I mean, they sold out to their whatever. They did. They don't care. They're going to draft American women. So that's why I'm saying this, okay, to you. Because we both, when people think survival, I think they think of Rambo, like, yeah, Iron Man. All right, what about the woman that's got to survive too, for Christ's sake? She got to fucking survive too. What the hell? Because everybody who's surviving seems to be a man. I'm going to survive and I'm Rambo. What about the women? So let's bring this up, okay? Because now you got to survive with these weak ass men that are going to, now they're going to let you get drafted in our country. So watch out for these weak ass with these 2 eyes of yours. That's all they want to do is fuck you if they put you in a foxhole, okay? I'm not lying to you. When a man's got my back in my 6, I don't care about the shape of his eyes or the color of his skin. It doesn't matter. But when you put that different kind of hole in my, I can't think about the fox. All I'm thinking about is her foxhole. So anyways, we don't draft our women. So that's why I don't like the men in America. So now if you live in America, you have to survive with all these weak ass American men. And to me, like, I know they're going to go after the Second Amendment. And for me, I think it's the equator. And I hope that one of you, like Cupcake, would never have to do that. Like, I'm a man. I know I'm a police officer. I'm a prior. I know I, as a credible witness, can identify a man and a woman, whether you want to put a pearl necklace on and wear a chainmail purse, and they throw you in the ground because you gender bender as a man. They're going to see your pelvic bone, but look at and say that's a dude, because your bone structure. We have men, women. You guys, again, remember squeezing near a crack, watermelon through a crack in the wall. Your hips open up. You guys have wider hips than your shoulders. A man has 3. See how I'm a man. Plus, I have so much testosterone in my body, it's quite obvious that, like, my finger got cut off. That tells you how much testosterone a man has. You know, you women have a much more, doesn't mean that your man is like that, but things like 7 head eyes. You guys have a smaller frame. And if you can concentrate, appreciate Cupcake here, a man can violate. No, you can't. Yes, he can, almost all your orifices. And you ladies know like that. You don't care. You just, I don't mean to go there. You're like, what do I know? Just, you know, so that is something where, bam, get the fuck off me, you know, or, you know, is the equator, Cupcake. And I hope this never, see why I'm trying to give you is the long game. If you can think more like, is it, instead of caveman, beat her over the head and take her, oh, I want her to cook me berry and that chipmunk thing. I should be nice to her and treat her like myself, like my body, like the church, like the word says, not like go get me a beer, bitch. You know, that we treat each other like equals, and that woman was made for man. You guys are hardcore. You really are. I've seen your pain tolerance is insane. You know, I try to tell people, I've seen guys fighting. I'm not saying, you know, but you ever seen 2 women in like a street fight? They'll just be thumping on each other. Bam, 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 like a guy that some ladies, you guys have an extremely high pain tolerance, but you're built different. Okay. So long game here. What I'm saying is that I don't want to advocate. I'm not advocating for the Second Amendment, but what I'm trying to do is get you away from these idiots. So that's why I'm asking you, if you have a vehicle, if you have a car, if you have wings. He said you need to have wings. The wings of an angel, wise as a serpent, and gentle as a dove. I know you, Sabrina. You ladies are just absolutely amazing. You've always, I try to explain people, they don't give women understanding. You got, like I said, I mean, I don't mean to go there. You give birth, which is an extremely painful. I mean, I have a high pain tolerance, but I understand that is, and then that stuff affects you. People forget you're wearing a rucksack in front. Then you got to carry those, you know. Those things turn into frickin' a nightmare. Look, I got a rucksack here and a rucksack here. First I had a rucksack here, now I got a rucksack here. Oh my God, your back's always got to be hurting all the time. Even if some of you ladies, they're a little more carrier, more ruck in the front than junk in the trunk or whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's the equal is off. I never want to be a woman carrying around that kind of load all the time. It's like carrying I've been a veteran. I know it's like carry a load all the time. You know that. So you ladies are awesome because you have a whole different, and all you ladies are different, you know, like some of you, you know, and I know like some of these ladies who are built different, like, man, I'm glad I don't have to hump that around the whole time, you know, getting hit in the face, you know, get a black eye every time I run, you know, or 2. Apologize, ladies. I'm just saying that you guys, some of these guys forget about how the guys have the guy mindset. You know what I'm saying? They forget that I mean, now they got sports bras and they think you can tuck. I don't mean like tuck and strap, but you know, you could get these things, you know, somewhere if you try to put yourself in a, but these guys forget you guys got the, you know, you got the swamp tit going there. Oh, you know, they don't have to deal with that kind of stuff, you know, because they're guys. They got ball sweat or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Some sticky armpits. They got to deal with that, you know, honey, hold these things up for me while I breathe. So, but anyway, so there's a lot to you. Ladies are very complex and you work your ass off just to stay upright. That's chemotherapy and LC Baxter early for us. Okay, well, I don't want to give you cake any kind of advice, but how the hell would now I don't want to give advice. I get in trouble for talking about this. I'm going to try to talk in around the algorithm, if you will. They rate, you know, I'm on a Mexican radio, the bad cells, and then it kills all of them. You need those good ones. So I apologize that you had to go through that. There's much better treatment if you, I can't mention that word. Can you see her in the sky? They don't want me talk. I get medical strike for this. So I'm a medicinal grower and I'm not giving you any medical. That's what I'm saying. So I'm glad that you are. I hope that you can find other ways than to radiate the problem that is obviously caused by much of our diet more than anything. Some things are hereditary, like diarrhea. It runs in the genes. Okay. You got to be hardcore to be in here with me. I'm serious. Like some of my best friends have been girls that I didn't sleep with, and you guys are savages. Seriously. I think a bunch of guys are nasty. You ever hang around with a bunch of women when they're alone? Gosh. All right, you ever seen a woman's bathroom? For Christ's sake. All right, moving on. You guys do some crazy stuff to each other in prison too. Let's move on. But okay, anyways, so please try to find better sources if you can so that you can keep your good sales from here on out. Diet is everything. Please stay away from poison, sugar. Remember carbs turn, like carbs are like wheat, like type grain, like pastas and breads, or because I'm not giving any cure, but I know that diet is everything. You are what you eat. So so that's good. Okay. And I'm glad that Father's keeping you here, and you're fighting, but please look at better ways to treat, because I know there are. I mean, this modern day research, there's other ways to help yourself. Do it as a preventive maintenance. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I got to do some preventive maintenance myself right now. Oh, hold on. I got to do some preventive maintenance. If you catch my drift. It's funny I can't talk about it, but anyways. So moving on. Okay, Cake? So I'm going to turn a pound into some shake. Speaking of cake, somebody must be making some of them space cakes. All right. Marshmallow brownies or something. Or I mean Marvin the Martian brownies, the green one kind. Speaking of cakes, brownies, cakes, cupcakes. So cake, back to what we're saying. What I want you to focus on is that you need to focus on mobility. So can you not leave where you're at? Because we're going to learn something here and we'll move on. I know it'll take a long time, but this is how I work. I don't care. I don't do anything in a hurry. We're going to go through it methodically. I make sure I get every single spot. I don't want to miss a single cotter pin. We get going too fast, the whole thing will fall apart on us, right? Attention to detail. That's how it works. So if you don't have mobility, because future treatment, that's something you should probably think about too, on how you're going to do that. Like because I don't know if you have any further treatments in the future, that's what you're going to need to think about. If the grid went down, you're not going to be able to get your appointment. Are you done? Hopefully you're done. Okay. And you're rebounding, like you said. So diet's everything. I'm going to tell you that. Won't get in trouble with that. You are what you eat. Think about what you eat. If you're young, your body's going to bounce back either way. I'm not giving any medical advice. Flush your colon, your poop tract, okay? Flush your poop tracts first. I'm not giving any medical. This is just theory. And then go after, a flush. And don't do it too quick, because you just come off a hardcore regiment, obviously. So actually don't do anything. I don't want to give you any advice. Careful here. Get myself in a world of hurt here. But anyways, food's important. Try to eat organic food, from a source where the people grow the food. Organic food is very important, and it's that we don't add these gene-edited, chemically modified foods to our body. And that's what probably rips us more importantly apart than that, and sugar is an absolute poison. They should put skull and bones on a corrosive, acidic on all sugar, so that everything is labeled that sugar should, even corn syrup, that's basically should have a skull and bones. Kind of like hydrofluoric silicic acid, fluoride. Man-made, a byproduct of fertilizer. Same thing, corrosive. Put on the COVID suits, when you should be eating that with COVID suits. It's toxic. So. And then you put it in your body. So anyways, what kind of food flavored box can or bag flavored poison preservative would you like? Monosodium glutamate, riboflavin, maltodextrin, monosodium, MSG, glutamate. Are you gluten intolerant? Glutens. Remember, you are what you eat. So have extra oil. Be prepared. So anyways, I think they must be banning this chat. Darn it. So anyways, we'll go back to what I'm saying, because I want to give you the final message of what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Darn it. Oh, good. Oh, my God. That just, yeah. Ouch. Okay. Well, doesn't sound like you're going anywhere. You need to make a plan to bug in, Cupcake. It doesn't sound like you're going to be able to get out of the city. So your plan is probably not to be able to, I don't know if you live in the city or the but you got to be around somewhere around the city with those kind of treatments. So you better make a plan to bug in. And when things break down, you just need to make no noise, no, this is the time where you'd really need to make no footprint, no heat print, no fires. If you're the only one in your neighborhood who's cooking with lights on, with a generator running, if the lights go out, we have an EMP, when something happens, with the grid, there you go. You're going to just open yourself up like, hey, we'll go over there. It's like when you're the only one with, and you got smoke coming out your house, it's pretty obvious something's going on in there, right? Lights blaring out. Hey, when nobody else got lights and you're the only neighborhood in the house that's got even little lights. So blackout curtains, go talk to your local neighbors, try to find people who are locally mindset that don't want to run away if they can't, obviously, because you're probably not going to leave if you're that ingrained deep, you know what I'm saying? What this piece is, let's stay put there you go. That is cake. That is the best thing you can have. So that's what I'm trying to get you. So you already understand, you've already got instincts mad like a woman should have. Women's intuition. You're going to need to be agrarian. That is the number one skill set other than community that I tell people. Community is, you can't spell community without you or I, right? It takes a tribe to make, to be a community. So I was asking you to try to get like-minded. But if you have to go on foot by yourself and you have that mad skill set like what you're talking about, listen, you're obviously well ahead of most people already, because that is your number one skill set. Like if you could make it to here, to me, where I have plenty of food, for you and ways for you to integrate into what I would to do, right? Because you have something, I'm going to let you right in to my community. You mean you can go out and forage and bring back roots, berries, flowers, just organic, tinctures, things like, man, you're more valuable than most guys that are 3 times your size, some big leg. Oh, I have him doing some hard work, lifting rocks, kicking rocks, pounding rocks. No, I wouldn't make, as you're, hey, come over here, hey, I didn't get to eat steak to begin with. Well, this person can bring us shiitake mushrooms and chanterelle and can make Sprite, tea out of, pine needles and sugar and water, and knows how to make these tinctures. And yeah, they're welcome in my community all the time. You know what I'm saying? Cupcake. They even know how to make some herbal cupcakes, some adult edibles. They get me the adult flowers that I need to make my adult space brownies. So anyways, that is mad awesome that you're ahead. So keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing that, okay? And learn every plant that's in your area, and you will be one of the most valuable people in your area. Do you realize? There you go. So that's, you see what I'm saying? So I think you'll be okay, even with what you got going, because that you can use, let's not say that, but you can use cannabis, right? If you had to, theory, because they do, to find something on your own to treat yourself afterwards. So you should have something put away maybe now in that same fashion in your survival medical kit, because I do. I got extra oil. Extra oil. He says have extra oil. So I've got extra rosin. Yeah, high terpene rosin, because it would be good for what I need later. It's like a alternative, like honey to sugar, right? Lots of things. Mullein, there's all these things, beautiful things. So good for you. Well, no, you would need that. I've been trying to get these people to do this for later, because what happens when you can't get your insulin? What happens when you can't get your inhalers? What happens when people are medically dependent? But you seem strong enough willed already on your own that I think you would. Be very careful alone. That's what we were talking about. The woman never gets thought about. Rambo, it's Rambette, or well, I don't know. I don't want to put it just women's basic the way they were. We don't need to characterize you women and put some superhero. You women are already superheroes on your own. Like I said, you leak 9 quarts of oil and still function every month. I want you on my team. I know guys can't do that without lubrication. We need lubrication too, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, but anyways, that's a mad skill set. That's the best skill set you have. You are on the track where you won't need anything. You can stick this in your pouch. Cupcake, Birdie, I think you're a lady too. You can stick this in your pouch and a guy doesn't know that you have this. Outstanding. Yeah, there are a lot of things. You're awesome. You're on your way, lady. You are on your way. You will make it if Father wants you to, or you won't. Don't worry, when you go, you don't have to be here for the disgusting, hard times that are ahead. But some of us will thrive in this environment. We were built for this time. Doesn't matter. I don't care if you got to be 18. I don't care if you're 18, an adult in here. Some of these younger generations, I don't like to put the letter alphabets on anybody. But see what I'm saying? Okay, all right, Birdie. So we won't get that wrong. I'm just going to think of you as Bob now. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Please don't cheap. Come and see me. Come and see me. I don't speak bird. Do you know that song? Birdie, Erdy? Did I get that right? Birdie, Erdy? Do you know Bob? B.O.B. Bob? Do you know Bob? The lyricist Bob? I want you to listen to that song. You'll have to look it up. I forget the name, what it is. I don't speak bird. I think it's what it is. You'll love it. It's a good song. He's an amazing. You know Bob? Oh, dude, if you know Bob, you're all right with me, man. Thank you, Father, for sending me Birdie. B.O.B. Bob is, I like all music. So people are like, dang, you like all of it? Yeah, I like all music. But Bob is, I got the vinyl, baby. I don't really like physical things too much, but this is such a good purchase here. I got the vinyl four vinyl set of the water, fire, earth, and air. So no. But listen though. But some of them are brilliant though. Cupcake. Please don't throw all of them under the bus. Please don't throw all these younger ones under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are brilliant. Some of them have stuff that we don't because we're a little bit older. They're like the tech built in. I don't mean to go that. Like they can walk up to a VCR that's been blinking 12 for 25 years with, and just make it change the time. And we've tried forever. Like my son, for example, right? I asked him, man, I can't figure this damn radio out. I know you're pretty smart. I've been can't figure out how to get it to change the time right. And, he goes in there right away without a manual. You know what I'm saying? And my son's in his 20s, you know what I'm saying? But even give something, even this I'm saying, don't think about it. Think we're all eternal. So people know them by their fruit. Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. And I think you understand what I'm saying. Cupcake, that some of them are just absolutely, they have old souls. We're all eternal, if you will. And if you'll don't give them a minute, yeah, a lot of them are just, imagine though, how hard it'd be to grow up when all you knew was and Raggedy Ann and Annie and reading the kids in libraries, and there was never no PDA, public display of affection between a man and a woman, and none of these morals are gone. You know what I'm saying? They've got to grow up in a society where their money doesn't buy anything anymore. It used to one man could pay for the whole household, keep his wife at home if she wanted to, go have a part-time, go to college. He could go build a savings account, go take vacations with one income. It's got to be hard to be young right now. It's got to be hard to think about how hard has it got to be to walk out into this world right now and survive when where gas is $4.20, went down a few cents, I think it was $4.29, a little bit more. But anyway, so, this is a tough world where their insurance is getting more expensive. Insurance used to go down when you got older. Now insurance just gets more expensive. So just please, Birdie, just if you can, I know a lot of them are just, but then remember my son, he comes up, he changes the clock like that. And then he goes, and he starts making the damn thing turn colors. I'm like, what the hell? It changes colors? Dude, how'd you do that? Oh, Daddy, just, They're brilliant. You catch me? Cupcake. Some of them are. Okay, so you're not in that. You're a little bit more. Like my son is like, so he's like, and he's an old soul. He really liked old cars, old music, all kind. I don't know how he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's I wouldn't judge him by his his age, because he just doesn't have the mindset of the generation, but he still has that plug in play. There we go, a plug in play. Wow, I just made something up in my own. Well, Father said it. Thank you, Father, for the words. The plug and play generation. Dude, that's freaking amazing. I just made something up, dude. Father did. I didn't say nothing. Father said it. Shut up. Don't be taking the idolater, you demon. Father made that up through the words of this ministry. Hallelujah. The plug and play generation. Do you see what I'm saying? They're equipped to the tech. They just pick the tech up and they know already how to tech it. And then they love this music that's older, newer, there you go. See what I'm saying? The plug and play generation, plug and play. There, I gotta say it right there. The disattached generation, but they're still working remotely wirelessly because they've been disattached from the cord. We used to be hooked to a cord. Remember, 411 at the tone the time will be. Oh, you're probably not old enough to know that, Cake. See, but your generation, some of you guys are still old. You guys know so much, like you shouldn't know. Like, how the hell you guys know that? Even in your generation, I don't do the alphabet things, but because you're kind of out. So here's what my son always told me, because you're a little bit older, because my son is 26, next month, so not too far apart in age. But he said, Dad, thank you so much for not having me in 2000, Y2K baby or whatever that, because he was birthed before that time. Now you're just a few years before, which really gives, because he's like, oh, Dad, thank you for not having me in 2000. He was born right, at the end of 1999 in November, so, or at the beginning of November. But anyways, he was glad that he made it under the, that he's the 1999 and not the 2000. So you guys are kind of, in that same, and he's so brilliant, because he does have he has such a wide taste in music and cars. And Trooper, can you define the word demon? Let's see if you can define. Don't moderate, Trooper. Define the word Satan. Let's see if you have any definition. So you got two words. You're on the hook here. Demon, and you're screaming like a baby, coming here kicking and screaming and pounding your you're the whiny generation that is kicking and screaming, the trophy generation. So how about you define the word demon? And you have to give the definition or you can be moderated out here. So define the word Satan or demon or both, or you'll get moderated. Come on, definition. Father's watching me. I'm not carrying what you stupid idiot. Father's watching me, so I don't care about eyes in the sky and stupid. Come on. See? You can't hide it. See what I'm saying? Come on, I know what you did too. You came in there, Father made you, now I've got you like a carrot on a string. So define, give me a definition of one, or moderate this idiot. Can't even keep track of what they're saying. Come on, give me the definition. Doom, 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 doom. You want to play a game or something? Give me the definition of demon. Everybody's waiting on you there, Trooper. Are you state trooper? Fuck the police. Fuck the state police. Oregon, I'm going to sue the fuck out of the Oregon State Police. You know what they did? To my daughter, grenaded her in her sleep. And they have a warrant for arrest, so I'm suing this trooper's super trooper. Maybe some space trooper, balls in the sky. You can take your two big balls out of here. Define the word demon or you got to go. Trooper, stuck on dumb. No, don't worry about it. He wants me to take drugs. Remember, he thinks I'm unstable and they want me to take drugs like the government. They're push drugs on you. So anyways, okay, back to what we were saying. So you have an thanks for coming in, Sabrina. I got to get out of here pretty soon too because I need to build this chicken coop today. and I got to go through. I have a whole bunch of comments to go through on the comment section on that marketplace. Homesteaders looking for homesteaders and builders and things like that. So it's been I'm getting just flooded with results, you know. So Cupcake, I want to give this to you in the area. You don't need to disclose your location. I want you to look up. I hate Facebook because I just don't want to support none of this metadata. You know, everything we do is tracked and traced. So you too, because it's going to be up there, Sabrina, where you're at. Listen to me, Sabrina. I know it's up there in Canada. It's everywhere. But look up this. If you have a Facebook profile, look up homesteaders looking for homesteaders or builders or something. 15 eggs. No, we got 3 yesterday. They're definitely. I got a bird out there, guys, that was a little cold today too. So I want to go out and check on her. I've got to build that birdhouse today. I want to insulate it, make it so it's going to probably take me all day, and I have no plan. I got to first tear it down or add to it. I think I'm going to tear it down and and build these ladies a birdhouse. If I'm going to have them here, I'm going to winter birds here no matter what. I'm not going to put a heat lamp in there. I don't have the ability during the winter to do that consistently. So I just need to get in there. And I had one little chilly this morning. She's fine. She started walking around and stuff, but she was a little cold. So got her out and brought her out into the sun, and she's fine. She warmed up, but all the others were just fine. So I don't want to have any issues with birds. So I need to set up my, speaking of Birdie was in here. I need to set up these ladies' hen house today, and I have no idea on what I'm building here. I just gonna build it. So it's probably gonna take me all day to structure the building, but I might just go ahead and film. I'll come out and probably set the camera down a little bit, and we'll do some of the build out. I've got to do it today, guys. I've got to get these ladies this hen house built. I don't want my birds to be cold. I cannot think of what that bird's probably feeling a little chilled. She just probably a little cold because once I put her in the sun, she warm right up, start walking around and stuff. But I don't want her when they get cold, man, too cold. They won't last. They go quick, and I'm a farmer, and my livestock are just important as my dogs are to me. I treat them. We're supposed to be good stewards of this rock, so I need to take care of these birds. Maybe someday I'll get on the grid here and I'd be able to put a heat lamp in there or something, but I don't have a consistent source. So I need to harden this bird roosting, where they roost at. Not where they lay their eggs. So I keep them separate, from that. They sleep in a separate place so they don't shit in their egg boxes, keeps your eggs much cleaner. So gonna take me all day to do it. I got to build in a roof, tear it down, build a hole. So new structure kind of for it. So I might just add what's there. We'll see. I got to get a plan for it though. So I'll come back in maybe and film a little bit of that since I think my battery's full. But I got to answer some of these questions and stuff online. So take a look at but man, it got cold out here. You know what I'm saying? It got cold, and I know why. This bird's chill because it's just a little too cold. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a liner on the top, and one of the walls is, I need to insulate the building, and she'll probably do better. She just got a little too cold. So I know birds are supposed to, but they can get a little too cold. These aren't really, they're a red sex link, so they're not really a cold weather bird, but they can make it. They will. I'm gonna go out there and look at her too. Now I'm curious. So I don't want to, my birds are really important to me. They've laid me so many good eggs this year, give me the protein that I needed so bad. When I was going through a really hard time without having those 5 or 6 eggs a day, I would have been a wreck. That's a lot of extra super protein, super cool. So I got to go answer some of these things on Facebook, guys. I'll come back in and try to take a screen grab or something and show you what site it is. Because there's a lot of ones that are just meat markets. You know what I'm saying? That they just turn out to be a meat market. People like trying to find slaves to come fucking work for them, and dating sites. These people turn it into a meat market. But this one site, because I've subscribed, joined like 5 or 6 or 7 and canceled them pretty quick, because I can see it's just people trying to hook up, basically. I mean, people who have homesteads. I know people are lonely. Look, a lot of people who build homesteads are lonely, guys. Like me, I've been doing it 10 years. Kevin's the only person to come here, and he didn't have to come here. He bought the property next to me. So he's not, we just added him. I mean, never had anybody like come here and stay and stick. It doesn't, this is a lot of people that are hungry like me for people to come and live a good living, have a good life. You know what I'm saying? So I have some people that are, even like homeless right now that I want to help. I'm tired of what they're doing in this country. So I need to make a decision too, for the winter breaks too much out here and we get too deep so we can get somebody warm and ready to go. And I don't want anybody like my animals come out here and not be okay, especially if they're in a situation, this not maybe the situation you come out. People do it. I came out here and lived in a tent. I did. I lived in an Arctic tent with the wood stove and I did it. Nobody said, and I'm still here now, 10 years later, and look at this place. It's unbelievable. 6 years ago, everything was taken from here. So lots been done, and there's a lot you can do. And if you're one of these people, there are people in your area, if you've ever wanted to join and just go get the skill set, they'll just let you come work for them to get the skill set. Kind of like what Cupcake, a lot of organic people, canning, doing all kinds of processing food, learn how to skin a buck, run a trout. Like a lot of people just let you come try to learn from them because they can use an extra hand. Sometimes just one extra hand makes a huge difference. I know I do everything alone. So it's you got to build braces and different kind of pulley systems and things to move things. It's a little bit different when you're doing it by yourself, but perseverance is everything. Okay, brothers, sisters, I'm going to go enjoy your day. I'll come back. Maybe we'll do some filming live stream once I get this thing kind of torn down, and I'll maybe we'll get some boards together and do the rebuild. It's going to take me probably all day to do it. So much agape and phileo. Thank you for the support, for you coming in here, and your time's very important. And I'll come back and like I said, maybe I'll do a little live stream in here. Need to eat something. I haven't eaten anything yet. Oh, what time is it? Almost 11 o'clock. So, all right, better get some food in my belly. And you guys enjoy your day. I'll see you maybe before the end of the day, the Most High willing. Thank you again, Pastor Revelation. You want to support the ministry, you can do that through comments. If you like the stream, you don't have to like the stream, or there's links in the description if you want to leave a monetary tithe, which is not required to be a part of the ministry. We've got CashApp, Bitcoin. I think it's down now, Bitcoin, CashApp, and PayPal. They're not required. Again, the tithe of time is all that good comments and come back and produce fruit. We'd love to have you part of the ministry, but Father decides that, not me. He's the one who sends we don't want one bad apple in this family here. So thank you, family. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.